welcome to the October 27th Township Board Business Meeting. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Let's see here what we have. Jameson is excused. Mark is excused. So the first two additions to the agenda that we were going to vote on don't even need to be looked at. So those are off. They'll put them on. Mark will put those on at another time. Let's move forward. Number 3 here is to delete action item number 4, waste water treatment plant Macerator. Can we, I need a motion.
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
Okay, this is not ready, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
To delete, aye. I'm sorry, I was a little late. And oppose. Okay, motion carried. Thank you. So number, let me have that down there. Number 4 is deleted. Okay, now we have,
So, Joe,
yes.
I'm sorry, it sounds like for the ads for action 1, we won't have Ross at the next meeting. So that might be something we want to maintain on this agenda or try to add it to this agenda if we could, please.
Which one is that, Margaret?
The number 1 on the adds and deletes, which would be action item number 5.
Unfortunately, the only person that
Yes,
can
it's
make
Mark.
that motion is Mark because he wasn't at the meeting.
Mark requested that it be removed.
Number 1?
Nope. Right, number 1 was also being brought back from.
Oh, with the clear vision triangle.
It was
Yeah,
voted
both
down
of
at the last meeting, and you're bringing it. The only person that can bring back a voted down item is either someone who was on the losing side, or someone who was not present at the meeting. Yes.
Yes.
It was a no.
voted down.
The triangle one was voted down. It was sent. They wanted to send it back to the planning
Planning
commission.
Commission. So only Mark, he asked me today if I could just remove adding it, so he's the one that, as Brian said.
That one, I was looking at the rules today, and I think for reconsideration, I think it has to be voted on. Maybe I did miss something in the rules, but for reconsideration, it was my understanding you had to vote on it, and it had to be somebody on the winning side that motioned to bring it forward.
Or someone who was not present at the meeting, which Mark was bringing it forward. He was not present at that meeting. Or someone who was on the losing side could bring it forward right now, yes.
Right.
Okay. Do you mind, will you send me that reference? Okay, thank you.
All right, so 3 is deleted, which was number 4. And now we need action items 7 to be the appointment of police chief. And we also want we'll do that one at a time. Obviously, we have to do it that way. An appointment of deputy chief. So let's vote on this first. I need a motion to add a number 7.
Motion to add number 7, appointment of police chief.
I need a second.
Second?
Okay. Just to talk about putting it on, anybody have anything to say? Not about the chief, but about putting it on. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Okay, that's carried, so the action item number 7. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to make it number 7. Since I'm assuming the vast amount of people here will be possibly here for public comment. So that's going to be up front, and what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to do number 7 first, and then number 8, and then go to 1. Brian, do I have to change the numbers? And then those 2 gentlemen can take off if they want, and then we'll get to public comment, so everything will be up front for these people then that are here tonight. That way, and no offense, I don't want anybody to have to sit around for the whole meeting to do something. I mean, it's nice you sit here, but I wouldn't do it. No. So, anyway, okay. We didn't do the second one, did we, Margaret?
Nope, so I'd like
Go
to
ahead.
make a motion to appoint or add the appointment of deputy police chief.
Okay. Thank you. Kevin's a second. Any talk just by putting it on, not about the appointment? Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Okay, motion carried. So we got 7 and 8, and I'm gonna put that right above action item number 1. So 7 will be first,
That,
then number
those
8.
would be 5 and 6, though. Sorry.
Oh,
Because the other 2 weren't getting added.
they have to be 5 and 6 now, correct? That's fine, but 5 will go first, then 6, then 1, then 2, then 3. We good, Margaret?
Did we need to, what did we do with the macerator? Did we delete that?
That was a deletion, I believe. Where am I at here?
Does, do
Was
those
that was last
number
time.
4 and 5 or not? No, you just skip it? Okay.
We-
Can you maybe read through the numbers real quick? so
Were we
know
just
what we're-
taking, yeah, were we just taking it off the agenda?
What?
Weren't we
What
just
do you
taking it off the
You don't
agenda?
need, just follow me. Just follow my lead. You don't need to know anything else tonight.
Yeah.
We'll be here all night. Okay, so we got that done, and we'll go through there, and Brian, you can tell me the numbers you like. And then you can play them. Okay. So. Now, I need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Motion to approve?
Second,
Bill came in first there. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, so agenda has been amended to those items. We have no presentations tonight, correct? There isn't, Ross, nothing from you guys, right, on a presentation or anything? Okay, we have public comment now. Let me explain this. Public comment, we've changed it. If some of you haven't been at the meeting, you can talk about whatever you like. We don't wait. It doesn't have to be agenda items, doesn't have to be an action item, doesn't have to be voted on. But I do ask this. I just need to know, this is all for the, I mean, you're nodding your heads. Okay.
Whatever you were gonna say.
This is all to give me a raise. Everybody? Okay, good, thank you. Now, how many wish to speak? Just one on all you? 2? That's it?
You can hear us all, but I think we all have the common theme.
No, that's fine, because I give so many a chance. What happens is, during meetings, let's say, that half the room is for A and half the room is for B. I'd take like 3 or 4 from this side, 3 or 4 from this side, not 20 and 20, because we'd be here till 3 a.m. So, but if everybody's going to say the same thing, so we have at least 3 people want to speak. So who would like to come up? It's public comment now. And this gentleman, sure, come on up, just give your name, sir. Do you need an address, Brian, for the minutes?
I just need the road. I don't need the full address.
My name is Steve Kirsch. I live on Lowery Drive. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to make a comment. I'm one of approximately 50 to 80 people, mostly islanders, who have been gathering at the airport to play pickleball on weekday mornings for the past several years. During that time, we've seen others playing tennis, working out in the gym, attending fitness classes, spinning, etc. The pickleball contingent sprang up pretty organically and grew to include competitive evening leagues. I know that all of us were sad to see the end of island athletics, considering how central the airport location has become to our fitness activities. Recently, I've learned more about the complexity of the organizations that oversee the airport, recreation, and the management of our wonderful island. I wish to express our collective hope that local athletic recreation, especially the sports that have been enjoyed at the airport hangar in question, will be embraced by Township leadership. We ask that you do whatever is in your power to enable continued recreation at that location. Thank you.
Sir. All right. I think a young lady was in the back or something that wanted to speak. Oh,
Welcome.
Hi, good evening. My name is Joan Jacobs, and I'm on East River Road on Groseal. This is a personal story, but my story probably doesn't differ much in some ways from everybody here. And I have been playing pickleball at the Island Athletics for under a year. And I started to do that to the need to increase my cardiovascular activity due to a chronic lung disease. It went so well with the help of these ladies that I decreased my visits to U of M by twice a year. I only have to go twice a year. This story is not unique to me. It's what a lot of us do to keep healthy. I'm not sure if anybody saw the episode on 60 Minutes last night, but it was about longevity and what we need to do as people over our ages to keep that longevity. And Island Athletics and what they offered there really helped us. But more importantly, it was wonderful to have a place where we didn't have to drive. We are going on and off the island all the time. It was so nice to have something close by. In saying that, during this past year, I have developed some wonderful friends. All of us have. We have developed camaraderie, friendship. That's all part of the longevity that we need to keep going. It's all part of the circle. So it's more than just activity, it's community. And I look about this room and everyone sitting there. I didn't raise my family here. I came about 14 years ago, but I know so many of you did, and you gave your time. You gave your time to the school, you gave your time to activities. It's your turn now to have something that we all can share to keep it going, to keep our health going, to keep our friendships going. And thank you for your consideration, whatever it is. And I just wanted to say my politics is for keeping us all healthy. And there you go.
You did a really good job.
Anyone else? Gentlemen, come on up.
My name's Mike O'Donnell. I live at 9085 Gregory. My twist's a little different. I think we've seen an email Thursday that tennis is going to come into the club. There was a film or YouTube going out today about a fitness center coming in. I think in fairness to these folks and in fairness to the people that may come in, we need a little more information, right? So if a new fitness center's coming in, beautiful. Thank you for bringing that in. But in fairness to me, I don't want to go sign up at another place if I can come here. And in fairness to the new guy, if he comes in, he doesn't want to lose me as a member. So I think if there's any information that you can share with us, it helps both this group and the potential new providers. We went to the meeting, I think in September, to the airport commission. And I guess that's their responsibility, but I think we're here I think they answer to you so that you may ask them to be a little more communicative to us. So, thank you.
Yeah, we would all like to support local, obviously. Thank you, Off Island.
Is there anybody else before I make a comment? Anybody else would like to speak before I want to let everybody get a chance? Anyone else from the audience on anything? Anything at all? We good? Okay. I can recall coming up to this board and asking questions and saying things before. Probably some of you don't know, but when I was the police chief, I would come up and sometimes not get the answers. And one guy said to me, well, this is public comment. It's not, coffee with the board or whatever. And I was very kind of offended with that. My point to you right now is I let people speak. I let them air their grievances. It's kind of like one of the 5 things of the First Amendment is to air your grievances with the township, with the government, with whomever is that entity. And this gentleman, Mr. O'Donnell, brings up a good point. So what I'm going to tell you is what I know. And what I know, unfortunately, isn't set in stone yet, but they had negotiations, and I usually don't do this, but I think it's important if you people left your homes to come see this, then I think it's worth it for me to speak to you. It's all right, that's what it's about. They had negotiations. I came into a meeting on Thursday, and they were still negotiating like 5:30 in the afternoon with a new gentleman for the fitness center. Those negotiations aren't done. Nothing, I will tell you this right now, nothing is signed. Are there some plans to move forward? Absolutely. Should I tell you don't go anywhere else? Man, I don't have it in me. I would be neglectful if I said anything that wasn't set in stone, like I see a signature in front of me. But things are I checked into it today before the meeting, so in case, I honestly didn't know this group was coming today or anybody, but I'd rather be prepared than unprepared. As I say, people in life don't fail to plan, they don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And one thing I did today is make a phone call. And things are looking very good. Things are still looking good that a part of that will still keep going. And I think that, Derek, I got to ask this. I think that this gentleman and these people are right that there has to be something. Can we put something out? I know we can't jump the gun and say this or that because, you know, there's a liability behind it too. And what we say up here, we have to be cognizant of saying the wrong thing to the wrong person for the wrong reason. And then we end up calling our attorneys and saying help. So can you suggest something that at least, can we get at least a statement from Janelle, whatever? And if it's not any more than I can tell you guys right now, at least we did something.
Yeah, we can talk to the airport manager about putting out something as quickly as we can. The issue that they would have, though, is that if a lease is not signed yet and they can't put something out and then it eventually become incorrect or something like that. So until it's actually executed, you know, we have to be very careful about what we say to the community and then provide, you know, information that isn't completely accurate, that actually has been done.
You know, I don't usually take questions, but I'm going to right now. I am. No, don't be sorry. Just go ahead and say it.
And I respect that from a business standpoint, understand that totally, but the comment that Joe just made was a part of that, and I think that's where the pickleball, and I'm speaking for everybody, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of where we're concerned that the pickleball part is not gonna remain and the tennis part is. And that's kind of where our
Okay.
concern is, and that's why we're.
Let's see what we can.
Pickleball people here.
Let's see what we can do for all of you, because I think that I just think that communication is half the issue. That's all I'm saying. And not bad communication by them. I'm saying we need to communicate with you. Bill, did you? You
Yes.
said you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I'm on the Airport Commerce Park Commission. I'm the
He's a
liaison.
liaison.
And what I'd like to explain to you is that coming up with an answer that you would like to have is not quite that easy. It's not a lack of sincerity. It's not a lack of trying. It boils down to one word. It's got more complications here than in most lease situations. As an example, that building has huge amounts of maintenance on it. You see, and what I'm saying is that everything costs something, and how do you make it work so that all the pieces fit together? You also have, given the circumstances that are here, some unique features in an agreement in the way they go and what's going to be in it. The people who are at the over there on the at the airport are very good at dealing with leases. They're a darn smart group of men and women. Janelle is marvelous with keeping up her end on this. She's proposed something on a different lease that was very sophisticated for the circumstance. But every circumstance stands on its own merits. It also has its own challenges. And there's also our position here where what we know we can't disclose if there's a non-disclosure agreement in place. I can promise you that effort is being made. But we have to make sure that it's good, that it's workable, that it's going to go somewhere, or nobody wins. That effort is in motion. It's a sophisticated negotiation. I don't know personally, I have not heard anything about what the final outcome would be. There is also the consideration of all the competition going on that's newly to be installed over there in Trenton. So
Okay.
this is a little frustrating, but I guess I'm saying the best I can offer for advice is we're trying, but be patient. We don't have an answer yet. That's where it's at.
All right, thank you, Bill.
It's all, probably also was worth mentioning that the Airport Commerce Park leases the facility out to a tenant. Then that tenant, they determine their business operations and what they plan on doing. So a bit of it is, we're just involved with the leasing. They're involved with what makes sense for their business. And, we have to be very careful about saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. But in saying that, obviously if you are running a business and you have clientele that want to use a facility, I mean, that seems to make sense, right? So, but it puts us in a difficult position to give you an answer when it's a little bit out of their control. It's up to the private business as far as what they're offering. But, so that's an additional layer of complication with it.
But don't you think them coming here tonight is a good way to tell the business owner that
Absolutely.
you want pickleball? And yeah,
So I get it.
yeah.
The workout, everything.
I just got over
I get it.
the replacement. It's the equipment, it's the therapy, it's the hard stuff, and the treadmill and stuff. So we're not just representing pickleball. It's the whole.
I get it. Thank you. No, and I appreciate you. Oh, the young lady in the back, you come on up so we can hear you. She said, I don't have to come up.
You tell them, girl.
Those ladies and men are so thrilled like we are to be there, and I am always heartfelt to see them.
Okay, thank you.
And that's a great community that they have too.
But if someone's listening, they can't hear those
Yeah,
comments.
you know what?
So I don't know.
Yeah,
if you
so
want to
maybe-
summarize.
What you have to say is important. I didn't mean for
Yeah.
you to
Maybe
come
we
up.
just kind of give a synopsis of it all, because I think they
want-
were saying that they can't hear you on when you guys are sitting there. That's why, so.
That's why we asked you. We don't
You want to
just-
make sure that everybody's represented.
We're
that-
good.
For everything that they have at the facility.
No, I want to mention the senior aerobics. It's just such a great group that they come and they're excited to be there, and it's such a great sense of community to see them there. And I think it's just so important for all of us, but especially them too.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and sometimes I stick my neck out, and it is what it is, but I've got a good feeling about this. I wouldn't say anything if I didn't have a good feeling. I just say thank you all. I think a game is on tonight. You can go back home and watch it. You get there on time. But no, the point is, thank you. I hope I gave everybody a chance that wanted to come up and speak to the microphone. Oh, yes. No, you're last. No.
That's because I don't have a voice tonight. You've heard from me before. I think it's more than just the pickleball players. It's more than the tennis players. I think what we're looking to also hear from you is that this community values recreation for its senior citizens, and that the success of Island Athletics under the circumstances of providing that facility with leaking roofs and all of the complications of that old building. But the success that they had is proof that we have a need for more recreational opportunities for senior citizens. Our master plan shows that the grain community is going to grow over the next several years, as it has been. We've been paying taxes for our schools, our communities, and for the children's recreation for years, and we'll continue to do so. But we've got a different group of grain people now. We're still active. We want things like that. And I know you can't have everything in a community this size, but I do think that Island Athletics was proof of a need out there. And it's not up to the Airport Commission to provide recreational opportunities for the community. It's up to the Township and the Recreation Committee to make that a priority. So I just wanted to make that distinction. It's not just about pickleball. It's not just about the senior aerobics. It's about this community offering opportunities for its senior citizens. So thank you. Sorry
Could I
about
just
the
get your
voice.
name and street? That's me over here.
Deb York, Bellevue.
Can I add to that? I know So Chad Novak is the chair for Rec Commission, and Jameson's not here, who's the liaison, but if I heard Chad correctly, I think they have an open spot on their Rec Commission, so sometimes when you get involved and you have, you can have a conversation, and to be very honest, I think Chad and his group do a really good job with a lot of senior lunches, senior bingo, so if they have, it's a funding thing too, keep that in mind, but, I'm sure they'd love to hear from people at their meeting that want to give them input.
I think there'd be real value to having a senior representation.
Right, so, and they've lost that, they had somebody, and so, that's something that, if any one of you's interested, that's something that, I know that Chad is, 99% positive. I'd have to confirm, but I'm fairly certain they were looking for another person.
Thank you all. Oh, Mickey had one comment?
Just one quick comment. So I actually have 2 students here from University of Michigan Dearborn, and they're interested in setting public policy and how you go about changing things. And so they're over there smiling really big, but I appreciate you coming here and showing what a difference you can make by just showing up. So thank you.
Thank all of
Even
you
if
for
it's
coming.
pickleball. Did you 2 have any comments?
All right. Brian, you have one, I believe.
Yeah, well, before I get to my one comment, I just want to say the Airport Commerce Park has scheduled a special meeting on Wednesday at 6 o'clock here in this room. It is not going to be televised, from my understanding, and it is, the one action item is approval of lease agreement for 9251 Grow Road. So if you are interested in that, you might want to stop in at 6 o'clock here on Wednesday.
Brian, would you?
Public is absolutely open meeting.
Yeah, every meeting's open.
What is is that the?
That is the tennis center, or Island Athletics, whatever we want to call it. That is that building.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, my one public comment. Jenna Moxlow, East River Road. I want to start off by publicly giving my most sincere thanks to Chief Carmack for his service as police chief during a very unstable time within the township and department, and for doing it in an excellent manner from what I can see as a member of the public. Your retirement is well deserved. My many congratulations and thanks. On that note, I'd like to also give my public recommendation for Deputy Chief Todd Brozek's promotion to Police Chief of Grosse Ile. Deputy Chief Brozek responded to an urgent but not emergent call to the police department about a year and a half ago about a suspicious individual on my property for an extended period of time. I was home alone, pregnant, and terrified. Deputy Brozek responded immediately, was extremely thorough in his investigation, professional, and provided me with an extreme level of comfort and safety, both in the moment and by patrolling the area intermittently for several days that followed. That interaction and how safe I felt after being so scared has stuck with me since. Yes, that exactly how police are supposed to make their citizens feel, but Mr. Brozek took it to another level. Our community deserves that level of service and leadership. Grosse Ile would be incredibly lucky to have such a strong, confident, and compassionate and kind chief of police in him, and I hope you'll vote accordingly tonight. Secondly, in consideration of another recent vacancy, I'd like to recognize the incredibly hard work that Ross Quero has put in during his time as DDA Director and Community Development Director. Under the Loftus-Ream Township leadership several years ago now, I had been a finalist in the interviewing process for the then part-time DDA Director position. Even then, as an uncombined part-time role, it was abundantly clear that this position was going to need full-time effort and above full-time workload with part-time pay and no benefits. Many DDA directors have chosen to take on that role anyway because of their passion for our community, but because of budget restraints, convoluted bureaucracy, miles of red tape, the court of public opinion, and personal agendas by many who affect decisions within the DDA, it becomes impossible to move the needle, especially when you end up working for less than minimum wage based on hours worked to pay ratio. They all eventually and fairly quickly leave. The township solution to this problem, instead of increasing hours and pay to make it a more desirable position, was to combine it with another undervalued role, Community Development Director. This combination created a position with an immense workload and responsibility to maintain vital township progress, all for a very meager amount of money. While I do not know Mr. Quero on a personal level, I have watched via DDA planning and zoning meetings, Mr. Quero be absolutely worked to the bone by this township, especially during the master plan process, for pennies, frankly. It comes as no surprise to me that we have lost yet another valuable asset to our township, to another community that is willing to pay him what he deserves. I think it's time for the township to revisit this role now that it's vacant yet again. For, if my math is correct, the 5th time in 10 years. You are coming into budget approval season, and I think it's time to take a long, hard look at the vitality of these two roles and either consider splitting them with proper pay or providing a hefty, market-worthy pay raise with part-time administration support for the combined role. You do not need me to tell you how important continuing to grow and maintain our tax bases for Grosse Ile, and I can't think of two roles that provide you with that more than DDA and community development. You cannot continue to grow, thrive, survive without a successful downtown business area or without the development of the township in building, planning, permitting, and zoning. I urge to take this seriously. Our vitality depends on it. That is all.
All right, thank you, sir. Evening, ladies, take care. Thank you. That's it, right, Brian?
That's all I got.
Okay. Kevin, consent agenda, please. No, after the consent agenda, we'll do them.
I move that the board approve the consent agenda consisting of, it's agenda 25-073. Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Minutes of the agenda consist of minutes of the October 15th, 2025 regular meeting. Check register dated through October 24th, 2025. And that looks like that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns on the consent agenda? 25-073. With none, for approval of consent agenda 25-073, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carried. Okay, we'll get to the action items. We're going to do action item, which would be number 5. Brian, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we'll do 5 and then 6. Go ahead. Margaret, you have it correct?
Yep. The Grosse Ile Township Board hereby appoints Todd Brozick to the position of Police Chief. Official appointment to the position will occur following the retirement of the existing chief, January 22, 2026. The starting salary for the position will be $103,500. Second, please.
Second.
After receiving official notice from our existing chief of his intentions to retire, the township posted the pending vacancy. It was determined by the Grosse Ile Police Commission that they would be considering only internal candidates for the position, and thus the position was advertised internally to existing employees in the department. The posting and job description is attached. The township received 4 applications for the position. Following the receipt of these applications, and in compliance with Section 6710 of the Grosse Ile Township's Code of Ordinances, the Grosse Ile Police Commission reviewed these applications and conducted interviews. Following these interviews, the commission formally recommended current Deputy Chief Todd Brozick to the position of Police Chief. Deputy Chief Brozick's application and resume are attached to the action item for review.
I'm sorry, were you done? I just have a question. I must have missed it because I'm trying to pull this up. The date that Todd starts is,
I'm sorry, the implementation date would be January 23rd of 2026.
right, but that doesn't that have to be in the original, or did I miss it? Doesn't the,
It's right here. Is that what you're looking for?
yes, but doesn't it have to be, it doesn't have to be in the recommendation as long as it's in the implementation section? Brian, is that good
Yeah,
enough?
correct. It doesn't
I just
have
wanna
to
make
be.
sure
It
that
doesn't
was-
have to be in the motion itself.
And that's what I'm asking.
Well, and it says following the retirement of the existing chief,
Yes.
January 22nd, so.
Yes.
So
That'd
at
be
least
the
it's got the
23rd by
date,
implication.
just leave it.
Okay, very good. Does anybody have any questions, anything they want to say? I have something to say, but I want to let the board speak first.
I do, but.
Go ahead. Mickey, go ahead.
So I actually went to the interviews, and it was really nice just to take that time to sit back and listen to our candidates. And I actually learned a lot of things that I didn't know. And so I just want to say with the first, well, we have both, right? And the thing that impressed me the most was how you emphasized the importance of communications with your team, because if you don't have respect, you don't have anything. And so, Todd, you talked a lot about how you would manage, and I've seen you in action, and you just impressed me tremendously. Not only doing your job, but the amount of compassion that you have and the type of person you are. And so I'm really glad that I got to go to the interviews and hear you speak, and highly supportive of you.
William, go ahead. I'll go last, don't worry.
There was a moving remark made about the services you provided to a lady who was pregnant, and how grateful she'll be for the rest of her life. You guys, earlier in this time, have done the same for me and my wife. It means a lot. Thank you.
You all right?
Yep.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin or Margaret, is there anything? Would you like me to go, or go ahead, you guys?
You can go.
All right, I'm going to make this easy. I'm going to talk once because there's two promotions. And actually, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but even Doug here, Doug Carmack, I supervised all three of these guys. And I know they've all seen me at my best. I promise that. And I had your back then. Don't care what occurred. Don't care about, you guys did excellent work. I had your back then, and I've got your back tonight. That's all there is to it. I'm very proud of both of you. Doug, thank you also for what you've done. You jumped into a fire. You came with an extinguisher instead of a can of gasoline. And I appreciate that. Obviously, because I'm sitting up here now, and that's part of it. But Kevin, Todd, we go back a long way. And I respect both of you. You ride that line of right and wrong. That's all I'm going to say is I've always had your back, and I've got it tonight. And that's it for me. Go ahead, sir.
Deputy Chief Brozak, Lieutenant Counts, congratulations. You have my full support as a board member. I think that my experience is not extensive, but I'm very pleased for the community that you will continue as chief and deputy chief. And thank you very much.
Thanks, Kevin. Margaret.
So I won't get too mushy about this, but I'm going to be like Joe in the sense that I have not, it's going to be a year in a few weeks actually. And all of you, and specifically the three of you, have been so supportive and so helpful. I cannot say enough. And you have been very patient. You've taught me a lot about the department, and you've allowed me to learn a lot, and I truly appreciate that. And I do know that we are going to miss, as much as it pains me to say, our current police chief. And he knows how much I like him, and we just tease each other. So that's all that is. But I'll say for both deputy chief and lieutenant, it could not have been a more difficult decision. It could not. And I know you two are gonna do so well together. Your strengths are going to be what make this community even better. And I do agree with what Joe has said, that Chief Carmack came into a very, very difficult situation. I don't think people even begin to understand what it's like to make difficult decisions that the person at the very top has to make. I know Joe understands, but I think you guys are going to be fabulous. And I appreciate you coming tonight, and thank you for everything.
Okay, thank you for all your comments. Let's see here, number 5. All right, so if there's no other comments, I'd like to get the vote for appointment to Police Chief Todd Brozak. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Congratulations, young man. All right, why don't we read the next one? Not that I wanted to put everything in one, so let's get through the next one. And Margaret, it's you again.
Yep. So the Groseal Township Board hereby appoints or requests to appoint Lieutenant Kevin Counts to the position of Deputy Chief. Official appointment to the position will occur following the retirement of existing chief January 22, 2026, and is contingent upon the promotion of the existing deputy chief to the position of chief. The starting salary for the position will be $100,175.19.
I'll second it. I don't know if we did or not. Second.
Oh, well, yeah, that was the whole thing.
My mistake.
Yeah, you guys are good. So following the promotion of the existing deputy chief to the position of chief of police, there will be vacancy in the position of deputy chief. Through the interview process for chief, the police commission identified current Lieutenant Kevin Counts as the preferred candidate for the deputy chief position. As such, and in compliance with the police commission authority under section 6710 of the Groseal Township's Code of Ordinances, the Groseal Police Commission formally recommends Kevin to the position of Deputy Chief. Kevin Counts' resume is attached to this action item for your review. The implementation schedule for this is January 23, 2026. And I didn't mention this on the last one, but both are budgeted, so.
Very good. Okay, I think we went through it all with Kevin too, not to short you at all.
I had a comment.
She got a comment.
I always have a comment.
Go ahead.
So again, going to the interview and sitting next to Chief Carmack and asking him a ton of questions, and then you interviewed, and I didn't really know you before that or know your background. I'm so impressed. Your international experience, the different types you have, the way that you think on your feet, you're strategic, and so I hope you keep the rest hopping and all the way to the top. I think you guys are going to make an excellent team. Chief, I'm going to miss you, but I know Netflix, you have so many movies that you want to watch. I know you're going to be in your sweats and on the couch. I just also wanted to thank you for all that you do. He told me he was going to watch Netflix when I asked what his plans were.
Wow. All right, no, very good. I'm kidding. Okay, is there, again, not to shortchange you, Kevin, I hope everybody we put it together in the first and second. Does anybody have any other comments for Kevin? With that, action item number 6, promote Kevin Counts to Deputy Chief. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. With that, Kevin, congratulations also, buddy. Very good. You guys aren't smiling.
They are, you just can't see it.
I can't
It's
see
under
it
the
through the
mustache.
mustache.
Mustache is just hiding everything.
That mustache is too big. All right. I'm sorry that I had to yell before too. That was many years ago. I'm a different
My
person.
gosh.
I'm more kinder and gentler. Yeah.
What conviction.
They don't believe
You
you.
missed our phone call, me and Doug today, so that's why.
Oh, no.
Anyway, okay, thank you, gentlemen. If, I guess, I know that you guys had other things going, so, feel free, you need to take off.
Congratulations.
Did you guys want to make any comments or were you good? I don't want to.
Or pictures or anything.
Kevin,
Yeah.
is there anything you'd like to say?
Just briefly, and I'm sure the deputy chief's going to echo my comments, I want to thank the police commission. They do a lot of work, and they spend a lot of time digging into things and trying to, especially through this whole process, they went out of their way to be fair, to be public with it. So it was appreciated, and I want to thank them and all of you for your faith in us. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Kevin.
Kevin.
Todd, would you please come on up and,
Love to.
Thad, I'm gonna take a picture of you too. I'm not being weird.
No, it's fine. Like Kevin was saying, first I want to thank the Township Board, the Police Commission, the men and women of the Police Department, and I could go on thanking people. It is truly an honor to serve this community and to be part and given the chance to lead a department that I'm so proud of. I do look forward in continuing to improve and give the level of service that the residents of Groseal deserve.
Thank you.
Todd, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Todd.
so much.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Okay. I think let me pull up the action item. The first one here, I guess it was Ben Jameson's, right? Number one, but I'll do that. Groseal Township Board hereby approves zoning text amendments to amend Chapter 70, 205, and 238 for the purpose of upgrading performance guarantees. Need a second.
Second?
Similar to Township Board meeting on 10/13, the Community Development Department requests updates for Chapter 70, 205, and 235 for the purposes of upgrading performance guarantees. These sections apply to traffic and transportation sections of the ordinance where applicants are to submit performance guarantees at rates set by the board and public infrastructure for public infrastructure improvements, i.e. roads and driveways. Do you have anything?
Ross, do you want to add anything to that?
Is there anything you'd like to say? Come on up.
So I think at the previous meeting, we had adopted this for other sections. This is for an expansion of those similar assurances or changes to those assurances.
That is correct, yeah. This is I apologize. I should have got this into the last board meeting. I wasn't here, so just following up.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ross. Okay, this would be,
Second.
Joe, he's looking for a second.
I just did it for him.
oh, I'm sorry. We good? Okay. Action item number one, zoning text amendments. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Nay. Nope.
I mean, aye. I'm tired.
It's all right. Yeah, that's why I asked. Nay? Where'd
I'm
that
being
come-
very cooperative, Joe. You
Don't
said
worry.
say nay.
We're good. Long as Brian got that.
My horse does
Has
that
to.
too.
Okay, that passed. Don't worry about it. The redevelopment liquor license, that would definitely, I'm gonna do that one also. I just have to pull that up. It's not loading.
You want me to do it?
If you got it,
Yep.
oh, I got it. The
Okay.
Groseal Township Board hereby approves the redevelopment liquor license for the Osprey LLC. Need a second.
Second?
Through the provisions of Public Act 501 of 2006, the Liquor Control Commission may issue new public on-premise liquor licenses to local unit of government in order to allow municipality to enhance the quality of life for their residents and visitors to their communities. The LLC may issue public on-premise licenses in addition to those quota licenses allowed in cities under Section 531L of the Michigan Liquor Control Code, Public Act 58 of 98, as amended. Okay, is there any?
Joe, I have a question.
Yes.
Not familiar with the.
Osprey?
Yes.
Yeah, Osprey is the old Nate's.
Correct.
I just want Ross to.
Yep, and if there's any questions, we also have the Osprey's legal team here to answer any liability issues or what have you. But the Osprey is coming as an event center in spring of 2026 in the former Nate site. Really excited about this project. So, and as part of this project, they'd like to sell liquor, alcoholic drinks. And as you all probably know, the township has capped out at its liquor sales. So the Downtown Development Authority can issue redevelopment liquor licenses through this act here. So, and the applicant what came before the DDA on the 23rd, where it was approved, where it's now being recommended to you all tonight. So.
And the gentleman, the attorney, came to the DDA meeting last Thursday and did a little presentation, just explain what everything else is about. And so, but that is that Nate's Bill, you know, almost East River there.
Yep.
They redid it, and it'll be for events.
Correct.
And that's the reason for the license. I think we're good. Any questions, though, for either of these gentlemen? Do you have anything you'd like to add, or is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, everyone else got a chance to talk. I'll waste your time a little bit longer. No, my name is Chris Tower. I'm with the firm Atkinson, Allen and Rentrop. Just like Ross laid it all out, I'm here for the applicant, the Osprey LLC. The sole member of that LLC is Jeremy Reyna. He's going to be the one kind of heading up operations at the Osprey. Then they're going to hopefully bring a lot of fun events to the township. That's the plan. And they're applying for this liquor license just to be able to serve alcohol kind of under their own business umbrella. They're going to do weddings, birthday parties, graduation parties, that kind of thing. So if you have any other questions that we didn't address them.
Oh, thank you very much.
One thing worth noting for the residents, these redevelopment liquor licenses allow for, licenses above the cap, but they are limited as far as only being able to use that liquor license at that facility, and they're non-transferable to a different facility. It has to stay with the facility and with that business. The other one is there are requirements, as you see in the application, for investment in the property, correct? So can you speak a little bit to the investment that's being made in the property, and also, how that liquor license is going to help facilitate or aid in that investment, making it worth doing the investment in that facility?
Yes, so to qualify for this type of liquor license under the statute, the applicant needs to expend $75,000 or more in rehabilitation of the licensed premises and the building that's going to hold the license. And that's completely separate from our applicant, Jeremy Reyna. He has also purchased the real estate. That's separate from a real estate purchase price. That needs to go towards rehabilitating or building the new building that will house the liquor license. So we submitted a cost affidavit, a cost statement with our application. The Osprey LLC is going to be expending roughly $525,000 in improvements to the site, just to make this a very high-end, grade A event facility for the township. And that is in one piece to be able to, be eligible for this type of liquor license under the statute, but also he's going well and beyond the statutory requirements just to make sure that this is a high-end facility for the township and bringing in, great and positive events as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Any questions or comments? With none, action item number 3. Let me make sure we're right here. Action item, I'm sorry, that's action item number 2. My mistake. Redevelopment liquor license for the Osprey LLC. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. All right, can you hear me now? All right. Let's do this once again. I'm sorry. My mic was not on. We need it for the vote. Action item number 2, redevelopment liquor license of the Osprey LLC. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All in favor say nay. All opposed say nay. Nobody? Good. All right, that is passed, sir. You're all set. Very good.
Ross? Would you come up? Is this your last meeting?
This is my last meeting, and I thank you for bringing me up now at this action item, because I was going to sit until public comment, but thank you. I appreciate that.
I would like to congratulate you for your new position and thank you for all you have done. How long, 3 years or?
A little over 3 years. I think when I first got hired, Derek said 3 to 5 years, so I might be shorting him a little bit, but no. So 3 years, 4 months, I believe.
Your energy and enthusiasm and hard work was contagious. Even though I asked a lot of hard questions, I appreciate everything you have done for our community, for Grozill, and I wish you nothing but the best in going forward, and I think you will do very, very well in your career from what I've seen so far. So
I greatly appreciate that.
Good
Kevin.
luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah, I guess I didn't really plan to say anything, but Grozill is always going to be near and dear to me. It's where I found my future wife, which led to my child now. It's where I found out how exactly what I wanted to do with my life. Even Derek might have thought that I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I never really thought that I would actually love working for the public sector as much as I do. And I think that one day being able to fill Derek's shoes in some other in a similar community, city management one day is the ultimate goal. So I want to thank Derek for giving me the opportunity, and then the previous board, all their support that led me to be able to do all the things that we were able to do here. And then of course all of you. It's great, been great getting to know you all over the past year. And I think that I want to thank the DDA too. We're on the right path. There are some things that I'm sure that we'd like to change, but I think that we've issued 3 redevelopment liquor licenses. That's just an example. We're going through some zoning updates where there's a lot of really interesting and exciting conversations being held at the planning commission level, talking about positive change on Macomb Street. And I think that's all because you guys all kind of allowed me and everyone else to kind of do the work necessary to get to where we are. So I want to thank you all. And of course, I want to thank Brittany, Jimmy, and Lori, Donna, everyone in the building department. It's been fantastic working for them. And Brittany, I know she's going to be upset that she's going to have to train another director, but she's fantastic. I just ask that you all please support that building department moving forward, because they really kill it, and Brittany especially. And Jimmy's coming along really great too. But I mean, please support that building department as much as possible. So thank you all again. I really appreciate my
Thanks,
time.
Ross.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ross.
Good luck. Good luck. Nice jacket. Okay.
Hey, Joe, I got an email saying that they submitted a public comment.
Yeah, I'll get it to it at the second public.
Oh, you got it? Okay, never mind. I
Okay.
know we got it.
Okay. Yeah, we can get that through. Okay, very good. For the amendment to Parks and Recs ordinance, that was Jameson also, wasn't it? I have that. I'll just read this. That's okay with you guys. So that'd be action item number 3. The Grozill Township Board hereby adopts the attached amendments to Chapter 184, Parks and Recreation Area, to add new article entitled Centennial Farms Recreational Area.
Second.
This action item approves a new article of the Township's Parks and Recreation Area Ordinance, which establishes regulations for use of the Centennial Farm Recreation Area, and the regulations include: no motor vehicle shall be driven in excess of 15 miles an hour, no motor vehicle parked anywhere outside the designated parking areas, no motor vehicle may be parked when the operator or passenger is not making an active. You know what, you want to see this, you guys can read this. Okay, this is just all the changes in the ordinance. The main thing that we got here is we need a speed limit in an ordinance, and the signs, Doug, they haven't gone up, right? They're up. Very good. Signs are up, and that was one of the main things. So you can read through those, and that is the new ordinance that we needed for the Centennial Farm to keep it safe. Any questions for this?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yes, sir.
It's one thing to have crafted some kind of an ordinance that says these are the rules. And from what I've read in there, I'm saying, how do we enforce this? Who are the people we are mainly looking to perform in a legal
Police.
way?
Police department enforces it. And if there's a trailer parked there left at any time in the park, it's an ordinance so they can enforce it. The police department has full authority because it's a township ordinance, it's a misdemeanor.
Well, have there been trailers left in the park, and were they adults or were they children?
No. I'm not saying anything's been left. I'm just saying that's an example that's here. Even things like this that aren't regular, their ordinance, the ordinance officer also can enforce it. The police department can enforce the speed because they have the ability to detect speed. And our ordinance officer could enforce due to this being an ordinance. So it's both. Just like actually our ordinance officer and police department, there are some things that they can do together on, and they split apart, but this could be either or.
Is there some guidelines like this that you're speaking to codified in the language of the ordinance, or is it up to
No,
the
it's under
judge?
state law what a police officer can do and what an ordinance
So
officer
it's
can do.
impliedly there, okay.
Yes. Okay?
Hey, Joe, one thing.
Yes.
Going forward in the future, if we look at this again, if we could maybe add something that says, even if you parking where you're allowed to park, that you can't exit the vehicle and leave your vehicle running or sit in it and just keep it running. And that's more from an environmental perspective.
I guess we could look at that. That's actually called standing under the law, but not parking. You can't stand in some areas, which means vehicle left running. So I understand what you're saying, but it does say here, no motor vehicle may be left standing or parked during hours. Standing means unattended under the motor vehicle code, so it does kind of cover it.
Okay, so if they
Okay.
just have their car running and they leave it, or,
That's what standing is, yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah, and that's like in front of a business. You can't just park there, leave the car running and run in.
Okay, because with everything going on in this world, it's nice that we're not polluting more.
Okay.
And a friend of mine mentioned that to me.
Okay. Very good. Well, then we can delve into that further if there's other issues. Okay, so that is action item number 3, amendment to Parks and Recreation Area Ordinance. All in favor, say, I'm sorry.
We need a roll call.
Anybody else? Oh, we do need a roll call on this one because it's an ordinance? That's very good. All right. I cut everybody off. Does anybody have any other comments? I should have asked that. Good, Margaret, down there?
Good.
We all set? Okay, we'll get a roll call vote. Margaret?
Aye.
William?
Aye.
Mickey?
Aye.
Kevin?
Yes.
Joe, yes. All right. Motion passes. Okay, had a question on the discussion items. I was notified by Derek, and I apologize if I was sent this email. I was working all day. I got in here early, and I don't know if this was sent to me, but Derek did state we have 2 individuals missing tonight. So, Kevin, did you request that maybe we table these because the individuals were missing tonight?
I would like to, I appreciate that everybody would like to work on these. However, we have 2 board members missing this tonight, and I would like to hear their input on purchasing communications and board member access to BSNA, which is the township accounting
Okay,
software.
anybody have comment or, does anybody?
So,
We put off purchasing on the last meeting. So I don't think we can continue to keep putting these off. We only have a few meetings before the end of the year. Communications, that was made into a big thing, and I want to get this discussed and move forward. I don't want us to keep waiting on everything. Who knows who's going to be missing at the next meeting? So these are just discussion items, and I don't see anything wrong with discussing them today.
I just need to ask a question. Are we tonight making a decision to accept
No.
or reject this?
No, you
Just
can't,
discussion.
you can't vote on a discussion item,
Or we'll
Bill.
be discussing it?
We're just, these are just discussion
now-
items.
Now, and when those 2 guys get back, we'll discuss it over again?
Well, no, the question would be tonight if say the majority of board says, we'll, I would just dismiss these 3 now as discussion items and we'll put them on at a later time when the other board members are here, is what the question.
Okay, then I'd like to hear all the opinions too. I like as many points of view as I can get every time.
Me too.
Okay, well, then, all right, I have no problem with that, then you guys, the majority, would obviously like to hear. I want to get some of these things tackled. I'm gonna say this, how about we do this? And I'm not sure, I think I have the authority to do this. This is not to go against what anybody feels. Kevin, I have no problem. We can, put these on the next meeting, or we can do something. But I would just like to say that if we don't talk about them tonight, then one can come off because of a special issue, let's say next meeting. But I'm not gonna, I won't do this again, because I can set the agenda and I can basically run the meeting. So I have no problem doing this. The majority would like it done this way. That's great, but if, let's say, one is missing next month and we have these on here, I want to continue on with them. And I'm not sure if I have the ability to say, no, I set the agenda and we're just going to continue on. I have no problem right now doing what we're doing. That's okay. But let's just say one is not here next time, one's not here next time. We've got to get some of this done. So what we'll do, Derek or Brian, I'm not sure which one, if we can just add to the next meeting, since the majority would like to listen next meeting to all three, if we could just add it, please.
Just another
So we're
thought
not
here.
gonna discuss them at all tonight?
No, we won't discuss
Joe,
it.
just as a thought, if we would like to keep things moving in an expeditious way, what would
Right.
stop us from having a study session or a discussion when everybody's available? In other words, we could call another meeting and keep it expedited.
We could do that. We can talk about
What
that.
I'm getting at is it would keep things moving.
See, yeah,
Don't
and,
we vote at this point?
no, we didn't vote tonight. Let's say we talked about it, we can't vote tonight, but we could
No,
vote.
no, to vote whether to move it to the next meeting or not. Don't we vote on that?
No, I just take it off and I can just add it. I mean, I just have that ability.
It comes
Brian,
with-
would you
it comes
agree
with
with
the
me?
chair.
What's that?
That it comes with the chair.
Well, no, I'm not, it's not the.
Who's sitting in it.
Yeah, no, I just know I can change the agenda and I can add, and I have no problem doing what you like.
I
And
think
the-
it makes
the-
sense to move the purchasing and bid policy because I gave Derek comments and then he didn't understand I had some of the comments because I'm messy.
All right,
So that
well,
makes sense in the next one, but communications has been going on a long time.
Well, we'll deal with these, and I'm gonna decide if we make a special meeting, because I think we need to vote and get these done.
Right.
We need to vote and move on, I mean,
And we're all here.
so, okay, so we'll do that next time. Brian, we'll talk. Is that fair? Is that fair to everybody?
I'd like to, I appreciate that, thank you.
That's fine.
I would like to make a comment that our policies and procedures say, and please correct me, Brian, if I'm wrong, they say that information or supporting material must be submitted to the clerk no later than 4 p.m. on the Monday preceding the regular meeting in question. And we had information provided or sent in on Friday and today, and it doesn't leave a lot of time to carefully go over everything. So,
Okay, well,
but that's another issue too, so
all right, well, we're doing it. We're gonna.
thank you.
We're gonna go, and I'm gonna talk to Derek and Brian tomorrow when I come in.
So can I then add, are we talking about, because nobody received anything about Communications Commission and any supporting documentation there. We did receive documentation on the board member BSNA access. So the only thing that was really, and we already had that, we've had it for a month now. We just haven't seen the adds and deletes and some of the new things that were provided, but it's all been there. It's things that we can review. So I'm okay with the purchasing and bid policy because some new things were provided. If people aren't prepared for that, that's one thing. But the other two, those were available for everybody to review except for communications, which we've still had nothing provided. But I'm still willing to sit and listen to what the discussion topic actually is.
The finance director added comments on Friday, last Friday, which doesn't fit the time frame that we're permitted, that we have according to the policy and procedure to review it. So
How long do you need to review a page?
well,
I just don't
it's a
understand.
policy and it's a policy, and I think we should stick with the policy.
Brian, is that a policy that you have to have X amount of time to review something?
Those were comments too. I mean,
It's always been for action items that the items are provided 1 week before the meeting.
Right.
but these are discussion items.
It also.
Often discussion items don't have anything attached to them. Usually they're just, you walk
Discussion.
in blind and you guys have a discussion. So
Right.
there's never been really a policy on the discussion items because usually there's nothing provided.
Well, may I read this? It says, items not requiring a decision or a specific course of action shall be placed on the agenda as discussion items, which also require supporting material. That,
Okay, then I would say, where's your supporting material for the Communications Commission? Because that was added by you, I believe.
no, what I'm saying is that the purchasing policy and the BS&EA policy have material that was added after the time it was supposed to be added.
Okay, why don't, let's do this.
Well, no, wait, because to Brian's point, the Communication Commission, which you added, per your point of view on policy and procedure, should have some sort of documentation, but does not. So we need to not selectively choose
Well,
when to.
I'm asking to have the whole thing removed because we are short two board members who I think would have something to add to this. And I'm hoping that everybody's here next time and everybody
Okay,
should be prepared.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Because 3 of the board members tonight already, and I didn't even give my opinion yet, but that's okay, 3 of them said would like to hear others' opinions. It's fine with me. I have no problem with that. I don't want to get into the minutia of what a policy may say or may not say, or what constitutes any type of documentation given or not given. The bottom line is we're going to do this another night. We're not going to do it tonight, so we're going to end this here and we'll move on. So,
But Joe, do these all need supporting materials then going forward? In
well,
discussion?
no, it doesn't. No, it does not need supporting materials. That is not, because it's a discussion.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, she's asking me, yeah.
What
I
I'm,
just wanted to have the rules.
She's just asking me a question. Do they need supporting materials? No, they don't. If they have them, it's nice to get them in on time, whatever that time limit is. But no, they don't have to have, we can have a discussion item on anything and nobody brings anything to the table and we just start talking about it, so.
Thank you.
Let's just move forward. I get everybody's point. I agree with some. But at this point, since there's 3 on the board already that wish to hear some of the other people speak, then I'll allow that. So then we're gonna go from there, but I don't wanna get into the minutia of all the other things that, may be brought up due to this. Let's, you know what, Brian, did we miss a public comment? Do you wanna just say it now instead of waiting to the end because somebody, or did they send it to you later?
No, the person sent in a email after the last meeting did not specifically say it had anything to do with public comment. It was just an email that I forwarded to all of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did write in after I did the public comment earlier and said, could you read that in?
Okay,
So-
could you just read it
Yep,
now,
no
please?
problem.
Let's do that in case the gentleman is up.
Yep.
Or wants to
So
hear it.
Todd Thiessen, during the Township Board meeting on October 13, 2025, Trustee Yeager expressed a desire for an amendment to Township zoning policy that would consider permitting short-term rentals under certain circumstances. If by this he is referring to the short-term rental, Airbnb, Verbo, etc., of residential property in zoned residential districts, then I must state my opposition now. Shortly after purchasing my home on Island Boulevard in 2019, the property immediately across from my home was purchased by a couple that for 4 years has rented their property to countless short-term tenants every year from October through May in violation of the current township ordinance. This has brought about many nuisances for which I have filed complaints with the township each of the past 4 years. Therefore, I ardently oppose modifications to zoning policy permitting of any residential short-term rentals, especially in platted subdivisions, and am prepared to become the persistent vocal opposition to any such plan if moved forward. That's all.
He called me too. He was really upset about it and what's been going on. So thank you for reading that.
Yeah, I just want the gentleman to wait, just in case.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, let me. Okay, there is no clerk's report tonight, and there is no treasurer's report right now either. So why don't we do this? Mark is gone. William, why don't you give your trustee's report?
This will be very brief. The Airport Commerce Park is doing its work as it normally does. It's mainly a landlord administrating properties, and that's what's going on as we were talking here tonight. Our planning commission is revising the things that are necessary by mandate. They're continuing to do a fine job. I'm very fortunate as a citizen to see the quality of people we have on both of these commissions. They know what they're doing. They've been working together, and they cooperate. And it's decent to watch them, reassuring to watch them as they function. Thank you.
All right, sir, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start with Greenway's open space update. So there's continued progress on the new Parkway Macomb Trail. Gravel base has been put down. We're hoping to complete the base work so the wood chips can be spread. And we're also working on getting some culverts in there. We got word from Michigan State University, and some of you guys may have heard about this. There's a box tree moth infestation. So like I have those shrubs in front of my house, and the landscaper actually showed me, he picked a leaf off and you could see all these clear eggs on it. And so everybody is losing their shrubs. So you're gonna wanna have those sprayed. Talk to your landscaper, because if everybody doesn't do it, it's just gonna wipe them out. So it's really bad right now.
I had to.
You spray, yeah.
I had to, yeah, I had company come out and spray them.
Yeah,
What kind of trees do they go after?
Boxwood.
the boxwood shrubs.
Shrubs.
Yeah, and so, like, I have a row of them in the front of my house, and you could just see the leaves were starting to die, and there were a bunch of eggs, so
You
they
can show me a picture after.
yeah. Let's see. We've seen an uptick in tree removal costs that impact our budget. So if on the border, say one of our trees in open space is leaning over somebody's garage or doing something like that, we have to have them cut down. So we're gonna have funding issues soon, and we're gonna have to discuss putting in a proposal for a millage at some point. Our next meeting is November 4th, and we won't have one in December. Now for our fire department, I am so proud of them. So that fire on Friday that was at the assisted living facility in Southgate. So because of what we call the mutual aid agreements and auto aid enrollment or auto aid agreements, there were 18 different communities that went to that fire as far away as Detroit that were all working on it. Because it was assisted living, you guys even had people in there that had dementia. And so here's this fire, and you have people that need the memory care.
What road was this on?
It was by Pennsylvania and Allen Road, and they had a building that burned down
It
like
was
2
the
years
American
ago.
House, it was called.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where that is.
The American House.
Yeah. So all those fire departments, including ours, came together and got every single person out safely and got that fire put out. So we sent a ladder truck with 7 to 8 firefighters. We sent an ambulance. And then because we can't expose Groseal residents to risk, then that meant they woke up like 8 other firefighters to be ready. So if something were to happen in Groseal, just to make sure we were covered. So extremely proud of them and what a community can do when they all pull together like that. Our next meeting for the Fire Commission is November 13th. And then for the Groseal Nature and Land Conservancy, their annual meeting is Saturday, November 8th at 10:30. Those are always really good meetings to go to, and they have excellent speakers. So again, that'll be Saturday, November 8th, and you'll see big banners up at the 4 corners reminding you of it. And that's it.
Okay, Margaret.
So with the promotions of our deputy chief and our lieutenant, that will now leave a position of lieutenant open, and we will begin a posting process, and that will be internal only, and we will also then determine next steps for our interviews for that lieutenant. Just want to let everybody know that that's where the police commission's at on that process. Anybody that didn't watch the police commission, I want to just say we did a life-saving award, and the accommodations were given to Dispatcher Catania and Officer King, as well as a letter of recommendation for Officer White. I cannot say enough about the fact that our officers are our first responders. In this case, along with so many others, they have saved lives through their quick response and intuitive thinking. In this case, Dispatcher Catania provided critical detail that he was able to attain from the caller, relayed that to Officer King, who quickly and effectively assessed and administered Narcan to the person who was experiencing an overdose. I cannot say enough about these officers. It's so very similar to Trustee Bartlett and her, how she feels about the fire department and what they do. I feel the same way for these police officers. I will say, with respect to the callers, it's so important when you're making a medical call to provide as much information and detail as you possibly can. This is not a time to be embarrassed. This is not a time to leave out any detail. Details matter in life-saving moments, which is far more important than anything else. Next, I want to highlight Sergeant Vasquez. I want to congratulate him on his graduation from Staff and Command. Sergeant Vasquez has done a phenomenal job. His project was rated, I think, in the top 3, if I understood correctly, of over 40 departments. He did an amazing job. So I wanted to highlight Sergeant Vasquez and the work that he does, as well as his training. And speaking of that, Sergeant Vasquez manages the reserves team. These reserves have been stepping up this month quite a bit. They've had parades, multiple parades, and they've done trunk or treat. The reserves did trunk or treat, so did Officer Benson. They brought the SWAT vehicle. I stopped over there. It was just a really nice event for them, and I want to take time to appreciate the fact that they give their time. So just to get everybody grounded, we are going to be pulling together an eligibility list for our opening when the chief retires. We are reviewing our numbers with our finance manager because we have some concerns based on, we've been going through past budgets and we have concerns with a lot of the way the forfeiture had been used, and most importantly, the fact that we had a millage that was not designed or developed by the PD. It wasn't really endorsed by the commission, and unfortunately, it did not pass. There is no doubt in my mind that in order to maintain even close to the numbers of staff that we have, the commission is going to be looking into a millage. And I know how difficult that is for the community. But I also know that these officers are our first responders, and I just don't know how we're going to manage to keep up the amount of officers that we have to have to support our community. So that's it for my report.
Thank you, Margaret. Kevin, do you want to give your treasurer's report, please?
The treasurer's report for October 27th, 2025. For the month of September, Groseal Township had a total of $21,969,735 invested in various accounts These accounts generated a total of $74,157 in investment interest, with an average interest rate of 3.1%. The September investment report can be viewed on the Treasurer's section of groshill.com. Treasurer's Office taxes, the summer tax bill due date of September 15th, 2025 has now passed, and we have collected 96.1% of the total of the tax roll. We continue to collect summer tax payments with late penalty. The late penalty payment accrues monthly at 1%. Current payment amounts are available by calling the office or online at bsaonline.com. 2026 pet tags are available now. The fee is $6 until the end of January 2026. The fee then increases to $12 on February 1st. Be sure, yeah, that's an expensive dog tag. Be sure to provide proof of a valid rabies vaccination when you purchase your pet tags. You can also purchase access to the pet dog park. Thank you. At the same time.
That you all set, sir?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, Derek.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor and members of the board. Just a couple of quick items this evening. We had spoken earlier about Mr. Cuero's leaving the township. He's going to a position in a larger community. Just wanted to just address that very briefly. Ross came to us a little over 3 years ago. He had a very difficult task in developing the position into what it is now. It was a combined position. He was the first person in that combined position between DDA and community development. So in essence, he had to make that job his own and kind of pave, his way forward in a position that hadn't been performed in the past with combining those two roles. And he did an excellent job in defining what the roles of that position were going to be, and then making it his own, and laying some very good groundwork in that department for that position and what the roles and responsibilities are. Ross was going through his master's program when he first hired in, finished it up shortly after his hire, and seeing his growth in his position and his career has been fantastic. I think the township has done a very nice job in providing him opportunities and experiences, and he's provided us with a great job in doing a lot of good work for the community in advancing the township in some very difficult activities like a master plan. That's not a small thing to do. Guiding us through that, soliciting grant funds to make sure that position or that endeavor was carried or covered almost exclusively by state of Michigan grant dollars was quite the accomplishment. So he's going to be sorely missed, but we all appreciate the time that he spent here, getting to know him and his new family, and we wish him well in his future endeavors. In saying that, we do have the position currently advertised. It is advertised in a number of different locations. The newspaper being the base location, but we've also put it in the Michigan Municipal League. Ross has reached out to the American Association for Planning and advertised it there, and we have a number of applications already. So we'll be going through that process of reviewing those applications, conducting interviews, and then eventually bringing a candidate forth to the Township Board for consideration. So we'll be working with the staff within the department to review applications to make sure that they're involved in that process and choosing who they want to work with. It's a very close-knit department, so we want to make sure that they have a hand in selecting their coworker, but we'll keep you posted along the way as far as applications received, closing, and then eventually through that process. So what I put on the overhead is a copy of a cross-connection letter that community members, residents are currently receiving. And I have had a number of phone calls in the office about, well, is this notice legitimate or not? There was a push notification that went out to the community saying, yes, this is legitimate. Obviously, everybody's on the lookout for fraudulent notices. With the letterhead being a little bit questionable on the top, I can understand people's concern, but this is a legitimate notice that you are receiving. What this is a request for your participation in a survey. And just to explain it very briefly, the state of Michigan requires the water service, which is Groseal Township, to have a cross-connection prevention program. Traditionally, this had been something that was only required of commercial entities, but recently the state has expanded its enforcement of the residential requirements that have actually always been part of Public Act 399. And to explain what a cross connection is, it's probably best to give an example. Let's say you have a exterior faucet on your home, and you have a hose going from that faucet, and it's laying in the canal, and that faucet is slightly open. If we have a water main break where there might be negative pressure on the main, the water main, what can actually happen is that water can actually be sucked out of the canal in a siphoning effect through that spigot on your house, through your home, and eventually into our water main. And then when that water main is repressurized, that contaminated water then can be distributed throughout the water system. So a backflow prevention device is installed as part of the plumbing code in instances like this that keep the water from only going one direction, keep it from going in reverse, essentially. So what this survey is intended to do is to ask residents if there are any things, any activities that exist at your home, like a pool that might have an auto filler or a water sump pump or an in-ground sprinkler system that's connected to the municipal water supply, where this siphoning effect could take place and the water could be contaminated. A backflow prevention device must be installed in these instances to prevent that from occurring. This survey asks you if you have those uses, and also do you have installed backflow prevention devices. Your response in the survey is critical, because if you do not respond, we then have to schedule an on-site review of the property. We use a company to do that. It costs us and the residents money to pay for that company to come and do the inspection. So in essence, you save yourself money as a water payer if you answer this completely and truthfully about your property, so we can avoid having to do an on-site inspection. So this is all for compliance, but it's also for keeping your water supply safe. So please do your best to answer these questions. Eventually, everybody will receive one of these surveys. We do in segments of the community. If you haven't received one already, over the next probably 18 months, you will receive one. And it'll be specifically coded. You'll see that reference number is blank. I've just blanked that out on this letter. The reference code number, when you go online, you'll put that in and it'll pull up your exact address, so it's tied to your home. So just wanted to let the residents know about this. And also in the newsletter that's coming out in November, there'll be an explanation about this notice and everything I just mentioned, so you can refer back to that for additional information. Yes? You'll receive it in U.S. mail. Yep, and we actually have a company that we've contracted with that's doing this for the township. So,
I had a question. When you have the siphoning effect, does that mean there needs to be a backflow preventer on every bib on the outside of your home, or is it one preventer per household?
Generally, it's a bib on every spigot that you have on the outside of the home, and then like on your laundry tub as well as a critical area that should be installed. And fortunately, hose bibs are fairly cheap. They're a couple of dollars, I think, at Lowe's. You can pick them up. But yeah, that is a high risk area where that can occur. Okay.
There's no way to do it for the house itself.
Generally, you won't see like a backflow preventer on a whole house system. A lot of times we see those on like a commercial operation. They'll have it on their central plumbing. But for a home, that's normally not the case. Usually it's specific to a use, like a sprinkler system. You'll see a backflow apparatus on the outside of your home. So it's more specific to use rather than actually the whole home.
Would you also take a moment to talk about the, a couple of people that residents have asked about the lead pipe issue?
Yes,
Thank
we'll
you.
touch base on that. Actually, next one. There was an article that went out in the newspaper. It was in the News Herald, and you might also heard it on the news, on the radio. I think WJR or something like that is the radio station that carried the story. So the township, under state law, is required to do a couple of things. Identify lead service lines within the community and then report those to the state of Michigan, and then do sampling on an annual basis of homes that may have lead service line and also homes that don't have lead service lines. During the most recent sampling that we did, we identified, or we actually had high readings of lead at 6 homes that had lead service lines. So when that occurs, a couple of things happen. Number one, we have to notify the community through media, so newspaper and radio, and inform them about lead in your drinking water and ways to prevent that. We also have to replace those lead service lines that have those high readings, which the township is currently doing. I've gotten a number of questions from residents about, well, what is my service line material? Under the state law, we're required to notify you if you have a lead service line that we've identified. So we have about 33 that we've identified in the community. All 33 of those residences would have received notices last year and then again this year if they had a lead service line. So if you have not received a notice in the mail about a lead service line existing at your property, you more than likely do not have a lead service line. It's the DPS department and DPS commission's intent to try to replace all these lead service lines by the end of next year, whereas the state law actually gives us quite a bit more time to do that. I know it's a priority of theirs to try to get them all taken out and replaced within the next 18 months or so. We've already replaced the 6 that were high reads, and we've actually gone a little bit beyond that because we had budgeted money within the DPS budget to replace $75,000 worth of lead service lines within the community within this budget year. So we're planning on doing that. Also, the 6 that we have high readings on, there were lead lines on a neighboring property that were coming into the same area of the main, so it made sense just to replace those as well. So I think by the end of this month, we'll have replaced probably 9 of those 33. So that's all good news. But the highest risk are those homes that have lead service lines, even though the news article stated that obviously it didn't specify that necessarily. That is the high risk areas of the community. One further thing to mention, the township actually gets put into a different tier of testing when we have these high reads. So now we will have to test every 6 months, and the number of homes actually increases from 30 homes up to 60 homes. So we'll be talking to the community about participation in testing. If you do have interest in testing being done at your home, we're going to be looking for participants to help us with that. Our goal is to test all remaining lead service lines because those are considered tier 1 by the state, and then we're going to still need participation on the remainder of the 60 above and beyond the ones that still have lead service lines. So we'll be looking for your participation on that, and we'll get more information out to the community about that when the time is right. Yes.
I seem to have read that article and remember that as a step beyond what you've already discussed, there's some conversation in there or note that the previous copper that was used for soldering copper tubing had some lead in it. You want to do something about that? Is there any?
Yes, so the highest risk are lead service lines, but there is still risk of lead in your drinking water if you have a home that may have copper plumbing but has lead solder associated with it. There's also a risk of lead in your drinking water from your faucets, from the material that is used, the molds that are used for faucets. There is, especially if it's a faucet bought from overseas, from like manufactured in China, they can have lead in them as well. So there is still a risk of that. And the state, even after the lead service lines are replaced in the community, still require us to test for lead in drinking water because there can be alternative sources for that. Yeah, I want to say lead solder was eliminated in the late 80s, something like that. So, but there's still the possibility, obviously, if you have an older home, that could be the case. So, yes.
I'm sorry, did I interrupt?
Oh, no, you're good.
Would you also mention what John Keim talked about? If somebody is concerned about having anything in their water, they can go to a home.
Yeah, so you can buy a lead filter, a water filter from Lowe's, Home Depot. They sell them. They go right on your faucet for drinking water. I don't want to scare everybody, that everybody's got lead in their drinking water or something like that. But like I've said, the only ones that we had high readings on were those that had lead service lines, which there aren't that many in the community. Once again, in the newsletter for November, there is going to be an article about lead in your drinking water. Ways to prevent it, things to watch out for, concerns. So look to that as well for additional information about lead in your drinking water. And then the state of Michigan and Wayne County through the health department have a lot of information about lead in the drinking water, which is available on the township's website. So you can go there for additional resources and information. So.
Another quick question. Is there a way that you know of where you or I, if we wanted, could have our water at our house tested? We could take a sample somewhere and do it for a fee?
Yeah, matter of fact, if you want to call us, we're looking for participants to help us with that. We need 60 homes, to do testing. And you will get a bottle, and there'll be instructions there, and you'll have to fill it out up at your home and then give it to us, and then we send it out to the lab, and then you get your results about what might be in your drinking water as far as lead is concerned. Traditionally, we've scrambled to have participants, even to the level where we test for those employees that work in the community. We're the only ones that are responsive, so we have our homes tested because we can't get anybody else to do it. So, yeah, I'd be more than happy if somebody has interest in that. Give us a call. We'll put you on a list, and we would love for you to participate if somebody wants to have that done. Okay. Couple last items. Because I know it's getting late. Interviewing staffing companies by the Toll Bridge Commission will be occurring next Monday. I believe we have interviews at 5 and then 6, and that'll be a special meeting of the commission. And then last, Teresa has asked me that she would like to be here for the conversation about the BSNA access. She will not be here the next meeting, which is, I believe, the first and only meeting in November. So I believe, if we can have that conversation in the first meeting in December, that would be preferable.
I think that would be fine, because she'd be an intricate part also for questions. So she knows more about the system than any of us.
So I'm also the administrator for the BSNA software in the township. So I think it's important that I'm here to make sure any questions, I documented information for the board, but I think it's important that I'm also here for any questions that might come up in making this determination.
No, that's fine. My statement previous was, if one board member happens not to be here, we're gonna go on with it next time, but you're an intricate part in it, so. I'm sorry, Derek, I interrupted, I think.
No, not at all. No, that's good. That's my.
Hey, Derek, what time did you say the interviews were for?
I believe the first one's at 5 and the second one's at 6.
5 and 6?
On Monday.
On Monday.
Teresa, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
No, it's okay.
Something else.
I know the clerk is absent today, but under the clerk's report is the revenue and expenditures reports through the 6 months ended 9/30/2025. So the quarter ended 6/30/25 was the first time I started doing this on a regular basis, on a quarterly basis, to give you the revenue and expenditure reports for all the funds. So this is the next quarter's reports. So we're halfway through the year, but there are some things that we don't get in the first half of the year. Or there's some things that we spend in the first half of the year, and then that's it. So, but it is through the first half of the year. The biggest thing is, our township property taxes don't come in until starting in December because they're put on the winter tax bill. To just give you a little information as you're reviewing it. And I'm always available if there's any questions about what's included in those reports. But since the clerk actually oversees the finance department, that's why I put it under the clerk's report.
Okay, thank you.
All set?
You're set? Actually, I have nothing for tonight. We went over a couple of things I was gonna touch on, but we're good. Anybody from the audience have any public comment? No? Thank you for sticking
Nothing?
around.
Will you say
You
hi
should
to
get
them when we're done?
should get a medal.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, no,
Kirsch?
you can always see the show live anytime. All right. I need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Nobody? Good. Thank you.